Hey Steamers, Nick Hawks with Paleo Treats here, sharing some of the stuff I've learned from being on Steam so far. I'm really excited to see you here. So you've got a new Steam account, you're cruising around, you're wondering what to do. Maybe you've had a Steam account for a while and you're wondering why you're not getting what you think you deserve. I want to lay out kind of how Steam works in the really big picture. This isn't the technical stuff of how to specifically write an article or shoot a video. It's more how to think about the value that you're adding to Steam. So there's three ways that I've noticed to interact with Steam. Number one is you can create content like I'm doing with this video or this article. When people write stuff, they just create it out of the ether. Number two, you can curate. So you can cruise around and find really good stuff that other people have done and share that with your friends and your network and kind of let the very best of the good stuff rise to the top. Or number three, you can cruise around and comment. So there's really a place for everyone. Depending if you're a creative or if you're that kind of person that is willing to totally interact and go for it with everybody. So no matter what you do, you're going to have to put a bunch of work into it. And that's because, here's the number one thing I've learned at Steam. The prime directive at Steam is to add value with every single interaction. That means everything you do, whether you're creating content, whether you're curating content, or whether you're commenting on stuff, you have to add value with every single interaction. If you do that, a couple things are going to happen. Number one, your account's going to go up because people are going to see that you're serious about being on Steam and you're serious about making Steam better. And that's pretty cool. That's just kind of how the whole way the world works. Number two, and I think this is a bigger idea, but it's really important, is that if we all add value every single time, we kind of shovel value into this system and make Steam a more valuable place, we end up being able to get some of that value back out of it. And the more that we put in, the more that we're going to get back out. And that's a pretty cool thing. It's unlike any other social platform I've seen. So if you're on Facebook and you put tons and tons of value, sure, you might get a bunch of followers on there, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get anything out of those followers. Whereas on Steam, you can see dollars and cents or Steam dollars and cents, kind of what you're doing, whether or not it works. Now there's a caveat to that. You're not going to get every single piece of value that you put in every time. You're not going to get it back in equal amounts. That's the way not just Steam works, but the way life works. You're going to have to put in a bunch of value, and you're going to have to prove to the Steam community that you are willing to stick it out, you're willing to grind, and you're willing to add value with every single interaction. Once you do that, once you get past 50 or 60 or 70 or 100, whatever posts, you'll start to see that your numbers will change from, say, every kind of 10th interaction, or really every 10th creation for me, seems to do pretty well. And then the other 9, I'll put a bunch of work into them, put out what I think is a pretty good product, and it won't go anywhere. Now, some of that may be because of timing. I think there's a pretty big aspect of timing. If it goes out at Tuesday at 8 o'clock, it's going to do better than Sunday at 10 p.m. But there's also just the network kind of understanding where you fit in. Are you a fantastic commenter? Are you a fantastic creator? Are you consistently, not just one time, not even just 10 times, are you consistently 100 times on 100 delivering value? All right? And if you're adding value with every single interaction over time, you are going to get far more back than you ever put in. And that's because we have this network where everybody's putting in value. That's why it's so important to kind of go through your posts, make sure it's the best you can do, go through the curation, make sure you're only selecting the best to upvote or re-steam or whatever it is you're doing, or you're going through your comments and you're taking the time, like I write in the article, read the entire article, read about that account owner, read what's important to them, go through it, comment on the things that kind of speak personally to you, that are the most emotional things, that draw something out of you as a human. And if you do that, you're adding value with that interaction. It doesn't matter if it's a little comment, it can have a huge, huge impact, not just on your wallet, that's great. I mean, money is a good part of why we work, but also in someone else's life. And that's really what I think is super cool about Steam, is we can get everything we want at the same time by delivering value over and over and over and adding value with every single interaction. So those are the 3 big things you can do: create, curate, and comment. This is the way to do it, is add value with every single interaction. You got to ask yourself, hey, did I just add value? Am I doing something to make this place better every single time? And if you are, this place is going to be fantastic for all of us. And then finally, a quick little note. If you whine about it, and I've seen people do this, like, hey, I've been on here for 10 days and I've put up 10 posts or 100 posts and nobody likes it. Like, it's 10 days. You're still a baby. It's okay. Just keep adding value, keep doing the right thing, keep putting in the very best of what you got, And I promise you, at 100 days, your mind is going to be blown with how well you're doing. All right, that's what I got about Steem today. I'm really excited to see you on here. I'm super psyched to see just Steem grow in general. I'm getting as many people as I can to come in here and just check out and see this new way to interact online. And I'm stoked to have you here. Thanks so much for watching. See you around. Ciao, ciao.